Hi, I'm Hazel, and this is a guide to the Fyrakk fight in Amirdrassil on normal and heroic difficulty. Throughout this fight, Frank's doing his best to barbecue the new tree, and we need to keep it alive while we bring him down. Bring the boss towards an outside corner of the platform to start. He'll use Fyr'alath's bite on his tank, marking them with a debuff and sending forward a fireball. Tank swap after the bite and face him away from the raid. In Phase 1, fire circles will pick a couple of players, run those to the outside edge of the platform, away from the tree roots. Those circles drop fire puddles that grow during Phase 1, and if fire touches the roots, you wipe. Dream Rend does big raid damage and drops a large scary flame rift which pulls you in. Everyone needs to move far away from that. It's a good time to take the boss to the other corner. Aflame is a magic dot that goes out onto players throughout the first 2 phases. Healers should dispel this as quickly as they can. It's pretty easy, but it is important to stay on top of dispelling it since it'll stack up and hurt more if left alone. There's also, of course, extra raid damage going around and some fire to dodge to keep you on your toes. At 70% HP, we get our first intermission. The boss shields himself and tries to corrupt the tree. You have 30 seconds to damage off his shield or else. While you're working on that, you need to fan out behind him into the sides and intercept these orbs. Don't be in front of him, he's doing like a fire thing. The orbs do hurt to catch, but they hurt the raid much worse if they make it through, so use cooldowns if you need to, burn off the shield, and soak those orbs. That brings us to Phase 2. Fyrakk starts on the ground, and he keeps doing his normal tank thing. Healers still want to heal the raid and keep up with Aflame dispels, but they also get a special job. Wow! Packs of friendly Kalorei Spirits will spawn at the edge of the room and walk towards the tree. Heal those to full and keep mechanics away from them so they can make it to the tree and heal the heart. Tanks can try not to hit them with the fireball. The faster you can top them, the better, because at full health they become immune to mechanics. If you do not save enough ads, the heart will run out of health and you will wipe. During Shadow Flame Devastation, the boss takes to the air and does a big strafing run through the platform that looks like this. Get out of that. It leaves behind a line of hostile ghost ads that need to be killed quickly. Use grips and knockbacks to group these up and move them away from the healing ads. Greater Firestorm summons a pair of burning colossi, so you have something else to do while the boss is gone. Move these guys out of the path of the healing ads, because the colossi have an aura that will toast them. Tanks can take one each and use mitigation for Molten Gauntlet. Kill the colossi before their energy bar fills. After finishing his breath, Fyrakk will make a dramatic re-entrance, move away from the impact zone to take less damage. All of that carries on until you've done 3.5 minutes of Phase 2, at which point it's time for Phase 3. Infernal Maw hits his tank very hard and stacks up a permanent dot, so mitigate the hit, ration your cooldowns, and swap when it starts to get scary. Big seeds spawn in, and these can be picked up, carried, and dropped by players. You can walk into a seed to pick it up, use your extra action button to put it down, and later that extra action button can be used to activate the seed, which we'll talk about shortly. This is a great time to have a keybind or a macro for your extra action button so that you are not scrambling to click it in an emergency. Assign 4 seed carriers to babysit the seeds. If any mechanic touches a seed, whether it's being held or on the ground, at any point, you've basically wiped it so much damage. Protect them with your life. Shadow Flame Breath is a big frontal cone. Move out of that and don't leave any seeds in the way. Whirlwinds will target players and then spawn on their location after a few seconds. Run those as far away as you can. If a whirlwind touches a seed, it's toast, and it is much easier to avoid them when they're far away. If you're holding a seed and a whirlwind targets you, which can happen, drop your seed, then run out to spawn your whirlwind, and then go back and get your seed. Apocalypse Roar does giga damage to the raid and pushes everyone back. While he's casting it, a seed carrier can use their extra action button to consume their seed and drop a green grass pool. Everyone in the raid needs to touch that grass before Apocalypse Roar to get an absorb shield and survive the roar. Assign an order to your seed carriers so they understand who's using theirs for the first roar, second, and so on, and mark a point to collapse on for the Apocalypse Roar so everyone can get in, touch their grass, and live. Most wipes in Phase 3 are either a failure to stack up and drop a seed in time, or because a seed got toasted by a mechanic. Practice your babysitting, and you've got this. On normal, that's it. On heroic, there's one new mechanic which is simple, but makes everything harder. Blaze is our heroic mechanic, and it looks like this. This will target a handful of players now and then throughout the fight. Blaze damages anyone in the line, it'll kill the Phase 2 healer ads if it touches them, and it can blow up the seeds in Phase 3. When you get Blaze on you, try not to wiggle unless you're taking your line away from an ad or a seed. Otherwise, just stay put so people can move out of your line. You can move up and down along your line like a rail without wiggling it, so you can do that to get out of other blazes if you need to. The hardest thing about Blaze is keeping it off the seeds in phase 3, so just look all the way around you and make sure you're dropping your line in a nice seed-free spot. And that's Fyrakk. Thanks for watching. I've got more raid guides if you want them, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.